The pizza box was already getting soggy by the time Corbin Hale reached the third-floor walk-up on Mercer Street. Rain hammered the old brick building hard enough to drown out traffic below. Water streamed off his red insulated delivery bag and pooled on the hallway tiles. His sneakers squeaked when he shifted his weight. It was close to 10:30, the end of a long Friday, and Corbin's shoulders felt like they'd been carrying bricks instead of takeout. He balanced the box against one hand and knocked. No answer. He checked his phone. Apartment 3B, paid online. He knocked again, harder. That was when he heard it. Not loud, not dramatic. Just a quiet sound tucked behind the storm. A child's voice. "Please." Corbin froze. For a second he thought he imagined it. The rain outside was relentless. The radiator in the hallway hissed. Somewhere downstairs a dog barked. Then he heard it again. "Please, help." If you believe in kindness and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Corbin stood still, heartbeat suddenly louder than the weather. He was 34, a delivery driver for a local pizza place in Portland, Oregon. A single dad raising his 8-year-old son, Rowan, in a one-bedroom apartment across town. Most nights he rushed between addresses, trying to stack enough deliveries to cover rent, groceries, and Rowan's growing list of school expenses. Soccer cleats this month, a field trip next month. His car needed brakes too. There wasn't much room for surprises. But that voice didn't sound like imagination. Corbin knocked again. This time the door cracked open. A woman stood there wrapped in a faded gray flannel shirt and plaid pajama pants. Blonde hair tangled like she'd run her hands through it all evening. She looked exhausted in the way people do when sleep has become a rumor. "Pizza," Corbin said carefully. She blinked, then glanced behind her. "Oh, right." Her voice was thin. She reached for the box, but Corbin heard movement inside. Small footsteps, fast. A little girl appeared at the edge of the doorway, maybe 6 years old, barefoot. Curly dark hair sticking out wildly. Her eyes were huge, and she whispered, "Please don't go." The woman shut her eyes for a second. A long, awkward silence filled the doorway. Rain pounded the windows behind Corbin. Then the woman stepped back and opened the door wider. "I'm sorry," she said. "Come in for a minute." Corbin hesitated. The apartment smelled faintly of soup and damp laundry. Tiny kitchen, a narrow couch, crayon drawings taped to the fridge, a lamp flickering in the corner. The girl stayed close to the woman's leg. "I'm Tamsin," the woman said quietly. "And this is Ivy." Corbin nodded. "Corbin." Tamsin swallowed hard. "I ordered pizza because I didn't know what else to do." That sentence landed heavier than expected. She looked embarrassed saying it, like she hated needing help. Ivy clutched her sleeve. Corbin noticed the charging cable hanging useless from the wall outlet. No lights on the microwave. No hum from appliances. Power outage. Or shut-off. Tamsin noticed him noticing. "It was disconnected this afternoon," she said. "I thought I could fix it before bedtime." Her words came unevenly. I work mornings at the bakery on Alder Street. Then my second shift at a nursing home got cut back. My paycheck didn't stretch. I kept thinking I'd catch up." Corbin looked at Ivy. The little girl stared at the pizza box like it was treasure. Corbin knew that feeling. 3 winters ago, after Rowan's mom left, he'd spent a month pretending cereal counted as dinner because bills came first. Tamsin rubbed her forehead. "I shouldn't have let her hear me panicking." Ivy whispered, "Mama was crying." Tamsin turned red. Corbin suddenly felt awkward standing there soaked and dripping. He handed over the pizza. "Eat while it's hot." Tamsin looked toward her purse. "I still need to tip. No worries." "That's not fair. It's okay." She opened her mouth like she might argue, then gave up. Corbin left, or tried to. He made it halfway down the stairs before stopping. He stared at his phone. 3 deliveries left. Rent due Tuesday. Gas tank nearly empty. Rowan probably asleep by now with the lamp on because he always forgot to switch it off. Corbin leaned against the stairwell railing. Then he turned around. Back upstairs. Tamsin opened the door again, looking startled. Corbin held up his phone. "My son and I keep a backup power bank for storms." That part was true. "And there's a late-night grocery on my route." She looked confused. "You don't have to." "I know." 20 minutes later, Corbin returned with milk, bread, peanut butter, bananas, batteries, and a portable charger. Nothing fancy, just basics. Tamsin stared at the bags like she couldn't process them. Ivy smiled for the first time all night. Corbin plugged in Tamsin's phone, a tiny spark of life on the screen, battery symbol glowing. Tamsin sat down hard at the kitchen table. "I can pay you back." Corbin shook his head. "Just breathe tonight." She laughed once through her nose, not because anything was funny, just because she was tired enough to nearly fall apart. Corbin checked the time. "I really do need to finish deliveries." Ivy tugged his sleeve. "Thank you, pizza man." That nearly broke him. Corbin smiled. "Tell your mom the bananas are the healthy part." She giggled. By midnight he was home. Rowan was asleep on the couch with a dinosaur book open on his chest. Corbin tucked him into bed, then stared at his banking app. He'd spent money he didn't really have, enough to make next week tighter. He felt nervous, but he also felt strangely calm. Saturday morning he forgot about it for a while. Then around noon the pizza shop got busy. Orders stacking, phones ringing. His manager shouted names over the ovens. Corbin grabbed an order and headed out. When he came back, Rowan was sitting on a stool near the counter coloring because school was out and his babysitter had canceled. And standing beside him, Tamsin. Fresh clothes, hair tied back, holding a paper bakery bag. Corbin stopped. Tamsin smiled awkwardly. "Ivy wanted to bring muffins." Rowan looked delighted. Blueberry, still warm. Tamsin set them down. "I called the electric company this morning. They gave me a hardship extension because I got my paperwork through." Corbin nodded. "That's good." "I also asked the bakery for extra hours." Corbin wiped flour from his sleeve. Tamsin glanced toward Rowan. "He your son?" "Yep." Rowan raised a muffin proudly. "This one's mine." That made Tamsin laugh for real. Ivy peeked out from behind her. She was holding a folded crayon drawing. She handed it to Corbin, a crooked picture of a man with yellow pizza boxes and giant red backpack. Stick figure Rain, a smiling little girl. Across the top she'd written in uneven letters, "Thank you, Corbin." Misspelled. Perfect. Corbin folded it carefully and tucked it in his jacket. Weeks passed. Portland rain came and went. Corbin delivered pizzas. Tamsin worked longer bakery shifts. Sometimes Corbin stopped by Alder Street early mornings for coffee and a muffin before school drop-off. Sometimes Rowan and Ivy sat together at a park while adults traded tired parent conversation nearby. Life stayed messy. Bills still arrived. Cars still made weird noises. Kids still forgot homework. Nobody magically became wealthy. Nobody got rescued by miracles. But small things started stacking up. Tamsin occasionally sent over fresh bread. Corbin helped replace a leaking faucet. Rowan taught Ivy card games. Ivy reminded Rowan to zip his jacket. One rainy evening nearly 2 months later, Corbin picked Rowan up from school and found an envelope taped to his apartment door. Inside was a handwritten note. Corbin, the bakery owner found out what happened and offered me permanent hours. Ivy and I are okay now. Better than okay. You showed up on a night when everything felt heavier than I could carry. You didn't ask questions that made me feel smaller. You just helped. I hope you know how rare that is. Thank you. Pamson. A grocery gift card was tucked inside. Corbin smiled. He almost protested out loud to an empty hallway. Then Rowan asked, "Who's it from?" "A friend." That night after dinner, Corbin taped Ivy's drawing to the fridge, right beside Rowan's spelling test. He stood there longer than necessary, thinking about storms, about strangers, about how easy it is to keep walking because everyone is tired and stretched thin and carrying their own weight, and how sometimes the smallest pause changes the direction of somebody's week, maybe even your own. Comment: kindness still exists if you believe even one good act can change someone's life. And if this story touched your heart, please leave a like and share it with someone who still believes kindness matters. Corbin never thought of himself as extraordinary. He still rushed deliveries, still worried over bills, still packed Rowan's lunches half asleep and forgot laundry in the dryer. Tamsin still worked long mornings with flour on her sleeves, still hurried Ivy into school with untied shoelaces. Life stayed ordinary. And that was exactly what made it matter. Because kindness doesn't always arrive with big speeches or perfect timing. Sometimes it shows up soaked through in the rain, carrying pizza in one hand and groceries in the other. Sometimes it looks like staying an extra 5 minutes, listening, not pretending you didn't hear.
And sometimes a quiet cry behind a storm becomes the reason someone believes tomorrow might feel manageable again. That kind of kindness rarely makes headlines, but it settles into everyday life, warm as kitchen light, simple as a shared muffin, steady as rain against old brick. And sometimes that's more than enough.